What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. In this video, we're going to compare the Google Pixel Fold versus the Galaxy Z Fold 5. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for this, and I've been talking a lot about these phones over the last few months, and I wanted to give you my final analysis, these two phones against each other. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Here we are on the front cameras, Pixel Fold, Galaxy Z Fold 5. And wow, I don't know if it's gonna change, but the Z Fold 5 is really blowing out the background a lot. At least on my house. It's like making it super bright. It's kind of interesting. Let's walk a little bit. And I have them both on like the as wide out as you can on the camera. But it's looking like, at least from this recording, that the Pixel Fold really pulls you in more. So I might have to pull in the Z Fold 5 so they kind of match up better. All right, we're on the back cameras now. Everything's recording in 4K 30, the fronts and the back. So when you see these, all the resolutions are the same. Yoongi, come here. Come here, little boy. Good boy. Sit. Can you sit? You too excited? There's Shoko. Pointed up at the sky, see how it reacts to that. I also noticed that, at least in photos, that the Samsung's really saturating colors a lot. Too much, really. I mean, it makes it look cool, but like I took a picture of an apple and it made it look really, really green, but it's not that green. The Pixel does a much better job on true to life colors if you're into that, at least on the photo side. Put these around on myself. This is always kind of a hard test because I'm just holding them in my hand. My dog's trying to trip me. What do you guys think? Which one looks and sounds better? Put it in the comments down below. Here's the front camera on the inside display of the Pixel Fold. This one obviously sits on top. So this one should look better and perform better with photos and videos versus the Galaxy Z Fold 5 because that one's underneath the display, but I guess you can be the judge of that. Here's the under display camera on the Galaxy Z Fold 5. I'm gonna do these separate. Oh, this is what it looks like though. I'm gonna move around. What do you guys think? Let me know. Man, that camera comparison was actually way closer than I thought. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes the Galaxy Z Fold 5 one, sometimes the Pixel Fold one. I think for video, they're both pretty close, but I felt like the Z Fold 5 video in general was sharper. But then like with overblown backgrounds and things like that, the Pixel Fold one. So for video, I'd probably give the win to the Galaxy Z Fold 5. And then also the camera, the inside camera of the Z Fold 5, I feel like it's been much improved, especially since last year, really. It seems crisper and clearer, but overall the photos I felt like were more real to life on the Pixel Fold. They were a little bit sharper in some instances, not all instances, on the Pixel Fold. Z Fold 5 was very good though. And not that I expected it to be horrible, but it was close. It was really, really close. I'd probably still eke out the win for the Pixel Fold, but the Z Fold 5 definitely beat it in a couple of those photos, especially when it was like selfies. I felt like it was clearer and sharper on the Z Fold 5. But they're really close, and you know, I kind of expect them to be close, and it's tough to pick an overall winner for that. I still feel like I would pick the Pixel Fold for an overall camera winner for photos, video, I'd probably be comfortable choosing the Z Fold 5 though, probably no problem. But the camera photo thing was really, really close. What do you guys think? Next up, you can see this. This is a big thing. This is outdoor viewing of the screen. I wanted to show this off and give you an idea of what to expect with this. And you can see that the Z Fold 5 outdoors directly in the sun is brighter, much brighter. I could still see the Pixel Fold myself with my eyes when I'm in direct sun. The camera recording definitely, hides it a little bit more than what a human eye could see. But I would still, without a doubt, by a big margin pretty much, Z Fold 5 is a brighter display outside and much easier to see versus the Pixel Fold. We'll go back to the displays in just a little bit, but let's check out the design of these. Both look amazing. Both have these slim hinges, both close completely flat. The big differences are the Pixel Fold is a wider phone, and the Z Fold 5 is probably easier to hold, when you look at these phones and you hold them just one hand usage, obviously this is a lot easier to hold, but this is a lot more useful, especially on the front display. So you want to get these, the front display on here, which one is just more enjoyable to use, which one would you want to use? And I think it's pretty easy to see that most people would probably want to use the Z Fold, the Pixel Fold, I should say. I keep messing these names up. And here they are. You just look at this, for instance, and you can see a lot more taller on the Z Fold 5. Pixel Fold, obviously you can see wider, and it's just, this is what you're used to. So using them like this, I would personally prefer to use the outside display of the Pixel Fold. It's just, I've had both of these phones for ages. I've had this phone, the Z Fold line, for 3 years plus. And now I'm on the Pixel Fold, and I use this outside display so much now. It's ridiculous how much I use it versus I almost never used it on the Z Fold 5. And then, designs of the cameras and stuff. It's going to be a personal choice. I think they both look fantastic. I guess I choose the design of the Pixel Fold just because of the wider display. When you get into these displays right here, on this phone, here's the Pixel Fold. Here's the Z Fold 5. I would still, holding these, the Z Fold 5 is easier to hold. Also, this doesn't completely, you can see it looks almost broken, but this is honestly the way it is. It's like not 100, it's like 178 degrees, whereas the Z Fold 5 is completely flat. I've had Z Fold phones where they were like not fully closing after a period of time, and that is bound to potentially happen as well eventually on this phone. So I don't want to be like the Z Fold 5 is going to never be like completely, it's always going to be completely fine. There's a good chance it might not be, but you have that way. So again, it's going to be preference. I love both of these designs. When you're multitasking personally, I think multitasking looks better on the Pixel Fold. You can see more left to right, and that just looks better. But this isn't bad at all. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be preference. I personally prefer, I don't know, I hate to say I like the Pixel Fold wider, but I know I also love this inside display as well. And I don't multitask that much because you can make it more even if you want just by turning these phones sideways. You can get that wider aspect ratio. I just think people sometimes don't always think, and you can turn this one obviously as well. But I mean, so it's going to be preference. The Z Fold 5 is probably more, and with this orientation screen's probably actually a little bit more usable because you can get more usage if you want it to be taller or wider and shorter. It's up to you. So it's going to be personal preference, but they're both amazing at that. Here's Instagram. You can see Pixel Fold, it's so wide, it doesn't fully fit, and they didn't optimize it. And I don't even think this is optimized. I think you're able to go into the settings currently on the Z Fold 5 and change it to a different aspect ratio. But you can see, I feel like it looks a lot better and usable on the Z Fold 5 than the Pixel Fold. So you can see, you can turn this one, but I don't know, it's all, again, it's big preference. I feel like the Z Fold 5 is able to have more app compatibility and does have more potential app compatibility. Here's Twitter on here, and it doesn't fully fill the screen, but if I turn it sideways, it looks a little bigger. So app compatibility and being able to stretch apps out through settings on the Z Fold 5 probably makes it a better use case to fit and potentially make apps look a little better than the Pixel Fold. And then going back to displays again, I know we're kind of talking about these, better quality, all of that. It's tough to say, but I guess I would say that the Z Fold 5 has a better looking display because it's brighter outdoors. They both look great. They have different aspect ratios, but in terms of quality of the display, when I look at these, it's tough to, even though I believe the Pixel Fold has a newer technology display over the Z Fold 5, I'd probably say the Z Fold 5 looks a little better. All right, got both volumes up, maxed completely on both phones. We'll do a video first.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to Grego's TV Daily, your source for daily tech news. Make sure you What is going on, guys? Welcome to Grego's TV Daily, your source for daily tech news. Make sure you subscribe so you know what's going on in the world of tech. Subscribe so you know what's going on in the world of tech. How is everyone doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day, guys. How's everyone doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day, guys.
I'd have to say, based off these, the quality of them, like the bass and the treble and all stuff, it sounds very similar, but the loudness of these, I'd have to give it to just a slight edge to the Z Fold 5.
What I said didn't mean it. You believe me? I guess I'll take it back. I regret what I said didn't mean it. You believe me? I guess I'll take it back. There's a party downtown, someone said that you're coming by.
Yeah, again, quality of the music, very similar, but volume is a little better on the Z Fold 5. All right, performance. Now, benchmark test, Z Fold 5 will win every day. It's got a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. They both have 12 gigs of RAM. This has a Tensor G2 processor. Performance benchmarks, again, Z Fold 5 will pretty much blow it away. Raw performance, it'll blow it away. Genshin Impact. I want to show this off. The Z Fold 5 can do ultimate settings, no problem, at 60 frames. No problem, it does it. The Pixel Fold, here's a video clip that my buddy recorded with his, and you can see it just struggles on Ultra, but on Medium, it can do it. So it's not like you can't play these games, but if you want ultimate gaming performance, you're gonna wanna choose the Z Fold 5. And that's not a big surprise because it has a better, more powerful processor. But day-to-day usage, honestly, I feel like the Pixel Fold is actually a little bit smoother, a little bit faster. You know, when I'm just jumping into apps and scrolling and stuff, I feel like it's a little bit smoother. The animations feel better. It just feels smoother. And that's important to me. I'm not a big gamer on my phone. I like gaming on a console. And to me, it's not that important to gaming. But you can still game same games, just, you know, the Pixel Fold is not going to be able to game as high as the Z Fold 5, but just day-to-day usage, they are both really fast, but the Pixel Fold feels a little bit smoother to me. Fingerprint sensors, the one thing I don't like about the Pixel Fold is where it is, like, I feel like it should be at the bottom here, and then the volumes should be up here, but it's reversed versus like almost every phone on the market, I think. But it works great. It's very accurate. It's very fast. And then the Z Fold 5 is great, but it doesn't stick out as much as the Pixel Fold, and that's one thing I don't like about it. So honestly, if I could choose the placement of the Z Fold 5, but the fingerprint of the Pixel Fold because it sticks out more, that's what I would choose. And the reason being is I feel like I get better accuracy because it sticks out better with the Pixel Fold. Battery life, you're gonna get, I think, really good battery life on both. I get up to about 5.5 hours on the Pixel Fold. The Z Fold 5, potentially up to about 6 hours. So it should eke it out, or at least beat the Pixel Fold, but not by as much as I thought it was going to due to that Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor. I thought that processor would just destroy it with battery life too, and it actually does it. I'm on Android 14 here, and maybe that helps it out a lot with the usage of it, but it is something to know. And oh, my cameras are going off. So the battery life, it's really, really close, but the Z Fold 5 beats it by a little bit. As for UI and software, they're both very similar, but The Z Fold 5 just gets more customizations. You know, you have got this Good Lock app on here, and there's so many customizations in it, and the Pixel Fold has nothing like this. So if you love to customize and take control of your phone, you want to get the Z Fold 5. And to be honest with you, the Z Fold 5 usually gets a lot of features that eventually come to Android 14 a year later. But then there's, you know, the features that the Pixel Fold has, all the call features that are built into it, all the smart stuff that are built into it that not necessarily into the Z Fold 5, the Samsung side. And that could be a big reason. But just like normal day-to-day usage stuff outside of the calling stuff and the translation stuff that the Pixel Fold has, the day-to-day person would probably appreciate the Z Fold 5 better on the customization front. But you can still do some things on here. You see I have my wallpaper, and you can also add widgets just like you can on the Z Fold 5. But, you know, customizations, no doubt the Z Fold 5 wins. It's not a huge deal for me, customization. I'm fine with making this phone light and dark. That's probably enough customization for me. I don't play with the icons all that much, and I am able to change my wallpaper still. But software UI feels also smoother, like I said, on the Pixel Fold. Pixel Fold will get updates quicker for major updates, especially versus the Z Fold 5. Z Fold 5 will take months and months to get to the next version of Android, but it gets updates all the time, just security and regular feature updates on a monthly basis a lot of the time. So it's going to be a personal choice of what you want, but I love them both, to be frank. But if I had to choose, it depends what mood I'm in. If I want more customization, I'll choose the Fold 5. If I want just a kind of vanilla, really fast, smooth experience, I'll choose the Pixel Fold. Woo! I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this of what I choose, and I've said it versus the Pixel Fold versus the Fold 4 at the time. I'll admit, the Z Fold 5, in the general sense of basically comparing this phone to this phone in a physical way, is a better phone than the Pixel Fold. The Pixel Fold wins for me, though, on a regular basis because of the bigger, wider outside display, because of for me, the better photo taking abilities versus the Z Fold 5. But then, like, again, you could say, okay, if the Fold 5 had a bigger outside display and, you know, had the same cameras even, I'll be honest, I probably would, I don't know if maybe I'd still choose the Pixel Fold. It's tough at that point. That would be much, much closer in my book to comparing the two, but just raw specs, raw everything. The Z Fold 5 is a better phone. I admit that. I'm not trying to hide from that fact. But when you factor in software and the way these displays, the ratio they are, size ratio, aspect ratio, and all of that, the Pixel Fold is better for me. But I can see the Z Fold 5 being a better phone for a lot of other people. And that doesn't surprise me at all. It's a great phone. Both of these phones are really great. You're going to get mileage and years out of both of these phones. This phone probably will age better because it's a better performing phone in terms of performance. So that might be another reason you might want to go for the Z Fold 5. Both are linked down below. You can't go wrong on either one. I think you'll be really happy with both. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.